Welcome to our garden renovation. We bought a house in Sweden and we are going to do over the garden in this video. I'm super excited for this because I've been dreaming about having a huge garden like this forever, and now we actually have, so we can start implementing things that we like a really nice fire pit, a hammock station, flower beds, raspberry fields. Anyway, I'm gonna show you all, and of course we're going to start working. Yesterday I went to the Biltema in Sweden to get all the tools that we need to get some ground moving. So join us and see what we will do with our garden here in Sweden.
We are Tim, Dennis and our cute dog Nala. We bought a house in Sweden, and on this channel we will take you along all our Swedish adventures, step by step. Welcome to Nalagom.
I can sit here. Look what we did. Chopped all of this away to make it kind of even. Of course it will not be even, but it's also, that was not the intention. But all of a sudden we have a lot more space around the fire pit, which is great. So we can put chairs up here. So next thing we do, we will put some, how do you call it? Roots thing? Root covering or something. Put here so that the roots don't get up again, because we had to cut off a lot of them over here, also very thick ones. So we can continue, and then we will put gravel all around it to make a nice sitting area.
So tomorrow the guy who will build the deck for us is coming. So I need to prepare the side of the house and get all of these nice round rocks out of the little border that is there, because I will need them at the fire pit. So this is something I can do to prepare for him when he's coming tomorrow. I'm actually so excited because I can't wait to like have that deck here attached to the house. I designed it myself, not that there was a lot of designing, but I'm very excited to see how it all comes together. But first, some rocks. I'm also saving some plants that were in the border here at the house where the deck is going to be, so I can put them somewhere else in the garden, because they're beautiful flowers and they deserve a nice new spot. So I'm building the herb garden raised plant beds that I'm super excited about. I didn't want to buy those really flat ones, they look really cheap and it's super low. I wanted to raise it up a little bit more, give it a bit more of an oomph, of a nice look. I'm drilling pilot holes first, so the screws will go in easier. The wood was already cut to size at the store, which I love because that makes it so much easier to build it. Yeah, so I'm gonna continue drilling more holes and then I can screw the whole thing together. So it's time to put the herbs in. The ground here is so uneven that I couldn't really like get the raised beds at the same level, so they are a little bit uneven, but they are even on their own but not together. But I don't care. That's also part of the charm of having a garden like this, so I'm fine with it. I raised the beds with some wood first from the forest here that we had left over, so then you would need a little bit less soil, because it is a lot of soil that goes in here. It's like 4 bags of 40 liters that I already still put in. Let's be a little bit deeper. But I'm happy. My first herbs are going in. I like it very much. Really feels like the first thing I finished here in the garden, which is always like a little milestone, I think. And today, the handyman that is building our deck is here, and it already looks really awesome because he made the layout so we can see how big it is and how high up it is actually, also because the ground is so uneven. It is gonna be really great, I think. I'm really, really excited about it. First lunch outside. Awesome, right? I've been working on the garden. The plant bed, the big plant bed needed a new outline because it was really square, and I don't like squares in the garden, or at least not for plant beds. So I made a curve. I first did it with a spray paint like canister to make the outline. Then I use one of those little spades. And now I'm digging up the grass, and then I need to dig up all the rest of the plants. There was like some old stuff there that needs to be gotten rid of. So it's going to be a large chunk of the day and tomorrow as well, because it's a big work. But first, lunch. So I just did the plant bed. It's done for now, I think. So hopefully the plants can go in. But as I was raking through the ground to loosen it up and to equalize it a little bit, I found this, a baby pacifier, an old one. So that can mean two things. Either a baby dropped it here, or somebody buried their baby in this plant bed. At least they were nice enough to then give the baby a pacifier when it was buried alive. Maybe I have a really weird dark mind, but that's the stories that I can make up in my mind. At least I'm enjoying the garden work. I can still feel that my arms are not used to doing that kind of heavy work. But yeah, I really love it, and it's still nice outside. It's not as sunny as yesterday, but it's still dry and nice. So yeah. Change of plans, because the flowers here, the plants are really expensive, so we don't even have enough to fill this bed. But that's okay, we will bring more plants from a friend of ours that will give us plants. That she does a lot of plants, and we have two plant friends, a German and a Dutch one. And the German also said oh, I'll give you some offshoots of my plants, and well, the Dutch plant friend will give us some plants as well, or I'll buy some plants because she sells them. And later I wanted to make this into a flower bed as well and cut that out. You see, I marked it with the spray paint already, but that we can't fill it yet, and it would look weird. And actually I think, because I do still have some larger bushes that I'm gonna plant that will be bigger and larger, so I think it would be nice to just leave this and put some bigger plants in this side, but not cut out the border for now. Maybe in the future, maybe next year, whatever. But for now, it's nicer to focus on making this a really beautiful, lush plant bed with different heights. And then here, putting some larger bushes that will fill the background a bit. So that's what I'm doing now. First plants going into their new plant bed. I'm super happy to have reached this stage. And it's also nice for my arms because they are quite tired from all the heavy duty work, so it's nice to now change it up a little bit and make some nice space for the plants. So I'm done for today. Super happy with the results. The deck, the wooden deck, it's beautiful. And I'm happy with the flowers that we now have. Tim was not in this garden video that much because he was working, very busy at work. But the next few days he's off because we are having the weekend. So he'll be in the video again and helping with some stuff. But what I wanted to say is about that pacifier, that red pacifier I found in the ground. I put a picture of it on Instagram, and somebody from Sweden said it's actually a tradition that when kids are old enough
that they don't need their pacifier anymore, they will hang it in a tree or they will bury it. Burying in the ground is not done that often, or at least it is done, but hanging it in the tree is done more often apparently. But I thought it was such a nice tradition. I didn't know. So I'm also happy to know that there's no baby buried in our plant bed. It's quite a relief, right? But I really like learning that new tradition as well. So that's what happens when you find stuff and you post it online and people react to it. I love getting to know these little cultural tidbits. Love it.
Good morning, another day, more garden work. Let's get started. Oh, or maybe not. Overnight, huge amount of snow. It's April. Happy Easter. I think that's the song. I'm dreaming of a white Easter. It's really a lot of snow. It's at least this thick already. At least 4 or 5 centimeters. 5 at least, maybe 6 even. Crazy. I hope my plants will go. I have these little daffodils there. Oh no, not daffodils, violets. I hope they don't die. But it's only going to be 1 or 2 days probably, and then it will be back. But yeah, okay. No garden work. We'll do inside chores today. Also good.
Hey Tim, are you doing garden work?
Kind of.
Yeah.
In the house.
In the house, because it's still snowing outside. What are you doing?
There's a lot of snow left, yeah. It's not melted yet.
What is the garden work you're doing?
Building 2 IKEA chairs that we put in the roofed part of the veranda.
Luckily, that we can still work on the garden while being inside.
Very handy. Snow or no snow, I am sitting on the new chairs I just built.
After 4 days of snow, I can finally start back up in the garden again. If you look that way, there is some snow left, but I can at least start working on the fire pit, finishing the fire pit, finishing some stuff here, and well, I can continue. I'm happy because I was like, my hands were itching to get back in the garden because I want to finish at least some of the plants that we have. I think I can finish most, maybe not the raspberry field, but that's for the next summer. I don't have the plants anyway yet. The deck is finished, and it was finished right like the end of the afternoon, and then the next morning there was snow, so it was perfect planning. Super happy with the deck. Well, we'll show you everything once the whole thing is done, but let's get started. So I made a name sign for the house so people coming in can see that this is the house they want to be at. And I'm gonna dig in the poles now to put the name sign on. But the ground here is so difficult. There's so many rocks and stones and roots in it that I can't get the poles even. But actually I think I'm just gonna leave it like that because I think it's funny. It's cute. It's also a little bit how it is. So yeah, I'm just doing it like this. I bought a few more plants. I love this. In Dutch we call this a brem. I don't know it is called cytisus in Swedish. Look at the colors, amazing. So yeah, I bought a few more, but these were at the Jemokvix and they were a lot cheaper actually than at the other shop. And so I'm putting in some more like bushes that will grow up
grow bigger. I even have a magnolia, a nice pink one. And yeah, then finishing up the planting. I'm so excited for it all to start growing and for when we come back in May or June and see how everything is. Tim, how is the hammock?
I love it.
You love it?
It's also a really nice, it's really nice fabric also. It looks gorgeous, it feels nice. But it's also a really nice spot, like under the big birch trees, but there's also like trees all around me, like it's really nice. Like nature's cinema or something.
So I made 2 fences around the pear trees because we got the tip that if we don't, the deer will come and eat all the flower buds. And we don't want that because we want to have pears later on in the year. So I made the fence. I don't think my lavender made it either through the snow or I think it also happened before a little bit. I hope it can come back, but it's weird that the shop sells it when it's actually too early to put in the ground. I don't know. Maybe it was the snow, but I think it was the weather. It was too soon, maybe. It's a shame. I hope when I come back in a month or something that it's blooming again. Let's see. I'm hanging Christmas lights in the apple tree. It's solar paneled. And this is actually the final step of the garden makeover that we're doing for this trip. There is plenty of other stuff that I want to do, like a raspberry field over there and stuff. That will have to wait until the next visit. So this has been it. I hope you like watching this garden makeover. I will do a video later on with a before and after, but we will do that in our next trip, so all the bushes will be green and it will look even better. It looks like how it's supposed to look like. So me hanging the Christmas trees is the ending for now. I will show you some shots of the finished result, of course, before we go. But thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel because there will be more garden work, more Sweden adventures, everything you want. See you very soon. Hey doll.